Hey guys, Mike here. I got our last things that we're going to address in creating our healthy diet. Two things I'm going to talk to you about today: fats and grains. So the first thing we're going to go over is fats. With fats, a lot of people for a long time, fat was the devil. People wouldn't eat fat, don't eat saturated fat, and that really didn't seem to help. People's health got worse. Heart attacks have continued to rise. And one of the reasons are there's a lot of really good healthy fats out there, and fat should be included as part of your diet. We have two kind of fuel sources in our body, which I'm going to make the next video is going to be about timing of those fuel sources and how our body uses them. But fat is one of the ways our body fuels itself. So we need to have some fat in our diet. The best fats, of course, well, we have a couple of them. Monounsaturated fats are really good fats. You can find them in things like my favorite, macadamia nuts and nuts. You want to make sure you get some monounsaturated fats. The polyunsaturated fats, we have our omega-3 fats. Everybody, I think, probably has heard about or at least knows about. Those are our healthiest ones. One of the things in the American diet that seems to be is there's our omega-3 and omega-6 are the most common prevalent ones that we need to kind of look at that are inflammatory and anti-inflammatory. And so what happens is most people eat about 18 omega-6 to every single one omega-3s, and we want to be really on a closer to like a 1-to-1 ratio. A really good way to get some more omega-3s in your diet is fish. Sardines are probably like the best thing that you can eat. Not that too many people are probably going to eat them, but they're loaded with vitamins. They got lots of omega-3 fats. But salmon, wild-caught salmon, is another really good choice. It's loaded with omega-3 fats. So you can eat fish twice a week. Twice a week is the recommendation. But if we start at once, you can always take an omega-3 supplement. Those are good too. But that's what we're going to shoot for. We're looking for EPA and DHA, the two usable omega-3 fats in the body. ALA is not so much. ALA is the ones you're going to find in plant sources like nuts and some greens and stuff like that. Flaxseed's really common. The only problem is ALA isn't really overly usable by the body, and our body kind of converts it to DHA and EPA, and it's not a super efficient process. So you definitely want to be more concerned with your EPA and DHA content. It does everything from helping to improve blood cholesterol, reduce your risk of heart attack, stroke, helps with things like rheumatoid arthritis and even ADHD. So try to increase your omega-3 intake, all right? Get that into a good balance. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you about, we also have a couple other fats, other fats that I didn't mention. We have our saturated fats, which there are a whole host of different saturated fats. The ones most people are commonly, think of is the ones in meat that are super unhealthy. And I say unhealthy. I wouldn't avoid saturated fat. I wouldn't overload myself on saturated fat, but I wouldn't avoid it. Just have a decent amount of it. Try to regulate it. Try to keep it down, but it doesn't have to be avoided like the plague. All right. Things that like our natural or our plant-based versions like coconut oil, which are high in saturated fat, don't seem to have any negative side effects. Some research show kind of some good positive side effects, so it might not be bad to try to bring a little coconut oil into your life. It used to be used a lot. It's not so much anymore. It's kind of becoming popular again. All right, so now we move on to grains. So if any of you guys know me who are watching this, I don't really eat grains. I don't really love grains. If I do, it's a little bit of rice occasionally I will have, especially when my training volume dictates that. When I'm doing a lot of hard work, I need a little bit more carbs, I will turn to rice. One of the things that I want you to think about when we're doing grains, we want to try to cut down on the grains. Most Americans eat way too much grains, all right? So slowly kind of back it off. And the next thing is, if you're going to eat them, go for whole grains. The amount of fiber in like a white piece of bread is like negligible. And then it's got 2 grams of fiber in a piece of whole wheat bread. Not that I advocate, again, eating whole wheat bread, but if you're going to, like what I do is I'll have some brown rice when I need to bring up my carb intake. If not, I always tell you, I think vegetables are a better source of carbohydrates. You're getting less amount of sugar for more amount of vitamins, and that's just a better choice to me. So whenever I can, that's where I go when I need some carbs. I'll eat some starchy vegetables if I need to kind of bring it up a little bit, or need to fill myself up a little bit more because I'm hungry. And then again, I'll use something like brown rice when my training volume dictates that I need more carbohydrates to get them in, and I can't get that just from eating things like salads and all of that. My diet isn't a low carb diet. I don't really advocate most people go on a dedicated low carb diet. You should be fueling yourself for your level of activity. And my next video, I will talk about the fuels that we have between fat, carbs, and even some protein as a fuel, and when they're needed and when the best time to have them. So keep an eye out for that video. Try to increase your fiber. Always go for whole grains if you're going to eat greens. Again, vegetables I believe to be a better choice. Check out the charts that I'm going to include with this video. That will help you out a little bit, understand kind of where some of the different things are and how they all relate together. So if you have any questions, again, shoot me an email and I will get back to you. All right, have a good one, guys.